The fabrics we use for cross-stitching, whether they're Aida or linen or something like Lugana, are woven fabrics. As such, they're pretty prone to fraying. People have a lot of different techniques that they use for preventing or dealing with that fraying, but today on the Caterpillar Cross Stitch channel, I'm ranking the most common ones. I'm Ford, and this is my supervisor Nugget. Watch your fingers, hot take. We're going to just jump right in here, but please do me a favor and subscribe to the channel. And when we're done, leave me a comment and like the video. It makes a really big difference for me and I'd really appreciate it. Now, unfortunately, the background eraser does not know what birds look like because it's speciesist, so Nugget's going to leave and come back for the end. Here. So the first one, and really the inspiration for making this list, is masking tape. A lot of people will recommend wrapping the edge of your fabric with masking tape to prevent it from fraying. And this does work okay, but masking tape is not really meant for being used for anything more than really a few hours or a few days. So the adhesive will start to come undone and will sort of impregnate the fabric, and because it's not acid-free and not archival, it will eventually ruin and discolor the fabric. So doing something that, because it's convenient, but that then will ruin your project in the long run, it's a no from me, dog. So this goes in the F tier. Another commonly recommended solution that I don't think very much of is pinking shears. Pinking shears cut a zigzag line to keep woven fabrics from fraying and unraveling because it makes it so that the longest that a piece of thread can be is from one peak to the next peak of that little zigzag. But the weave of the fabric we use for cross-stitching is too loose, so it doesn't stay together. It will still unravel just as much. It's pretty much completely ineffective. However, it doesn't actually ruin your project in the long term like masking tape does, so it still gets a C. One good solution that I do recommend is using a product called Fray Check. Now, if you're a friend of the channel, you've probably seen me recommending Fray Check for all sorts of things, like using it on the ends of metallic or satin flosses and that kind of stuff. So Fray Check can be used all the way around the outside of your fabric, and it works like magic to bind those fibers together, so it is pretty effective. It does leave the edges of the fabric feeling a little bit stiff, and if it's a decent sized project, you are going to use a lot of it. It gets a little expensive. So Fray Checking the edges gets an A from me. Now, relatedly, I'll see people recommend using super glue or fabric glue or a number of other different glues to finish the edges of the fabric. And this is a different proposition because those glues are not usually intended for that specific purpose, and so they'll add too much stiffness, or in the case of super glue, there's a high residual acidity from the super glue, the cyanoacrylate glue, and that will actually, again, discolor and ruin your fabric in the long term. And super glue cures quickly, but it off-gases for a long time afterward. So I do not recommend super glue, and it gets an F. Now, this next option might be something that runs counter to your nature if you're someone like me, but especially with Aida and things like Lugana and Monaco, you can do nothing. You can just leave it. It'll fray a little bit. It won't fray more than about 1/4 of an inch into the fabric, and really you should be leaving yourself at least a couple inches anyway, so in the long run, it won't be a problem. Linen will still come unwoven, so I wouldn't recommend this with linen, but with most of the fabrics that we use for cross-stitch, it's totally an option to just do nothing. Trim off those little flyaways or just pull them out and you'll be fine. So, doing nothing, it's free, takes zero time. I'm not sure I could do it, I don't have the willpower, but if it's something that you can do, that's an A. Now, if you buy professionally hand-dyed fabric from a little needlework shop, most of the time that's going to come with a serged edge. Serging is a really great way to wrap up the edges of a piece of fabric so that it doesn't come undone or doesn't fray, but it does require specialist equipment and it requires space in your home to have that equipment out all the time or to get it out before you do it. So that's a pretty big barrier to most people. So serging is a really great way to do it, but because of the expense of the specialist equipment, it's on my C tier. And related to that one, but a little bit more accessible to most of us, is using a zigzag stitch or an interlock stitch on a regular home sewing machine to bind up the edges of the fabric. You still need a sewing machine, but you don't need a serger, so it's a little bit more accessible. You just need to either think ahead and get that machine out, or have a space in your home where you can leave it out all the time. So because of the increased accessibility and the roughly equivalent effectiveness, zigzag or overlock stitch is an A tier. Now, if you're not sure what I'm talking about here, I have made an entire video about using the sewing machine for an overlock stitch. Make sure you check out that tutorial. Now, before I reveal my only S tier entry in this list, Make sure you subscribe to our email newsletter so that you know about upcoming stitch-alongs, retreats, that kind of stuff, and you'll get 10 free PDF cross-stitch patterns worth £60. Also, please find us on other social media, like our Facebook group or the following of our Instagram. There are tens of thousands of stitchers in those spaces, and therefore so much experience available just at the tip of your fingers for anything you'd want to know about cross-stitch. And of course the last one, the one that I use most of the time because of who I am as a person, usually I have not planned ahead. I am throwing all of the stuff for a kit into my bag the night before I leave on vacation, so I need something that I can do on the little tray table on the seat in front of me on the airplane. And so what I really like is to hand stitch the edge of my fabric with either a whip stitch or a blanket stitch, particularly blanket stitch. It costs practically nothing. You can do it anywhere. It does require a little bit of extra time, so that is a minor drawback, but then it is also aesthetic. So the only S tier entry on this list for me is hand binding the edges with a blanket stitch. And if you're wondering exactly how that's done, I made an entire tutorial about my blanket stitch method, so check that out. So there you have my rankings of the most common means. Whoop. Sorry, boss. So there you have my rankings of the most common means of finishing the edge of your fabric to keep it from fraying while you're cross-stitching. What about you? Do you put any of these in a different position on that tier list? Let us know in the comments. That is all I have for you this week though, so I do want to thank you so much for watching. For Caterpillar Cross Stitch, my name is Ford. This is Nugget, and we'll see you next week.